Hello students, in today's lecture we are going to learn about mathematical methods for physics and this is theory part 3. So in today's lecture we will study differentiation and integration along with important formulas related to them. These mathematical tools are very useful in class 11 physics, specifically in topics like motion in a plane, motion in a straight line, laws of motion, work energy and power, gravitation, oscillations. So, this is very important. And understanding them will make it easier to solve numerical problems and understand the concepts more clearly. Disclaimer: the images, text, and other materials used in our presentations are for educational purposes only. We respect the intellectual property rights of the original creators and owners. If you are the owner and have any concerns or issues, please contact us at sathi@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the same. So, in today's lecture, we will cover first basic differentiation formulas, then derivative of exponential functions, then derivative of logarithmic functions, fourth, derivative of trigonometric functions, fifth, indefinite integration, sixth, elementary integration, 7, integration by substitution, eighth, concept of definite integrals, 9, we will learn properties of definite integrals, and 10th, area under a curve. So, our first topic is differentiation. First is basic differentiation formulas. Differentiation computes the rate at which a function is changing. So, by using differentiation, we can calculate the value of that variable. So, there is some rule of differentiation like power rule, product rule, quotient rule, and chain rule. So, in power rule, suppose we have a variable x raised to the power n. Then what will be the differentiation of x raised to the power n with respect to x? So, it will be dx raised to the power n divided by dx is equal to, take n outside, so n, and minus 1 from n. So, it will be n x raised to the power n minus 1. Product rule, d uv upon dx. So, according to product rule, first is take u as it is and differentiation of v with respect to x. So, it will be u dv upon dx plus, now take v as it is or take differentiation of u with respect to x. So, it will be v du upon dx. So, it is the product rule. I hope this is clear. Third is quotient rule. Now, take differentiation u by v with respect to x. So, first is the term in denominator is v. So, squaring denominator term, that is v square. Now, v as it is, take differentiation of u with respect to x. So, it will be du upon dx minus, now u as it is, and take differentiation of v with respect to x. So, it will be u dv upon dx. So, this is the quotient rule. And chain rule, so we have a function like f g of x. So, first f prime g of x and g prime g of x. Here prime shows the differentiation. Prime shows the differentiation. It means what? It means what? It means first take the differentiation of whole term that is this one. After that, differentiation of inner value, that is g of x. So it will be g prime of x. So this is chain rule. Elementary differentiation. So suppose we have a constant value a, b, c, any constant. So the differentiation of any constant value with respect to x always equal to 0. And we have a variable x raised to the power n. In that case, first take n outside and minus 1 from n. So it will be x raised to the power minus 1. And differentiation of e raised to the power x is always e raised to the power x. And differentiation of a raised to the power x with respect to x, it will be a of x log e a. So this is the elementary differentiation. And differentiation of log ex is 1 by x. And differentiation of log ax is 1 upon x log ea. This one. Differentiation of sin x is cos x, and differentiation of cos x is minus sin x. And differentiation of tan x is sec square x. So all the elementary differentiation terms are very important for the upcoming lectures. Similarly, differentiation of cot x with respect to x is minus cos x square x. And differentiation of sec x with respect to x is equal to sec x tan x. Differentiation of cosec x with respect to x is minus cosec x cot x. And differentiation of sin inverse x with respect to x is equal to 1 upon under root 1 minus x square. So there is a condition, and condition is x should be less than minus 1, x should be greater than minus 1, and less than 1. Differentiation of cos inverse x with respect to x is minus 1 upon under root 1 minus x square. Condition is x should be greater than minus 1 and less than 1. Differentiation of tan inverse x, it will be 1 upon 1 plus x square. And condition is x belongs to R. And differentiation of cot inverse x is minus 1 upon 1 plus x square. And differentiation of sec inverse x is 1 upon mod of x under root x square minus 1. So these are the differentiation formulas. Differentiation of cos inverse x is what? It will be minus 1 mod of x under root x square minus 1 mod of x is greater than 1. Power rule. So the variable is x raised to the power n. So take n outside, and the remaining term is after minus 1 from n, it will be x raised to the power minus 1, n minus 1. Example, suppose we have a variable x raised to the power 4. Then what will be the differentiation with respect to x? So first take 4 outside and minus 1 from 4 and write remaining terms. So it will be d upon dx x raised to the power 4. So 4 take outside, and 4 minus 1 3. So term is 4x cube. Product rule. duv upon dx is equal to, the formula is u as it is db upon dx plus v as it is du upon dx. Find the derivative of x square sin x using product rule. So solution is, take derivative x square sin x. Now x square as it is, and derivative of sin x is cos x. After that, sin x as it is, and derivative of x square is 2x. I hope this is clear. So overall is x square cos x plus 2x sin x. Third is quotient rule. The formula is derivative of u upon v with respect to x is equal to u du upon dx minus v du upon dx minus u dv upon dx divided by v square. So find the derivative of x divided by x plus 1 using quotient rule. Please solve. So solution is x, taking the derivative of x divided by x plus 1 with respect to x, it will be first denominator is x plus 1. So square of denominator term x plus 1 whole square. Now x plus 1 as it is, derivative of x with respect to x is 1. Then minus x as it is, and derivative of x plus 1, it will be 1. So the final answer is 1 upon x plus 1 whole square. Chain rule. So the term is f of g of x. Now first take the derivative of f of g of x, that is f prime g of x. After that, take the derivative of g of x, that is g prime of x. So here we have to, the question is sin, what will be the derivative of sin square x? Solution. So derivative of sin square x is, firstly we take the derivative of square. So it will be 2x, and derivative of sin square x is cos x square. This one. First we take the derivative of this one. So it will be 2x cos x square. Derivative of exponential functions. Derivative of exponential functions. So the exponential function is e raised to the power x, and the derivative of exponential function is always e of x, e raised to the power x. And derivative of a raised to the power x is a of x log a. Example, determine the derivative of the function f of x is equal to 5 e power 2x plus 2 exponential raised to the power minus 1. So solve this question and take the derivative of the function. Solution, f of x is equal to 5 exponential raised to the power raised to the 2x plus 2 into exponential raised to the power minus x. So take the derivative. Here the prime sign represents the derivative of f of x. So it will be 5, and first is the derivative of exponential e raised to the power 2x is e raised to the power 2x, and the derivative of 2x is 2, plus derivative of e raised to the power minus x is e raised to the power minus x, and the derivative of minus x is minus 1. So the final answer is 10 exponential raised to the power 2x minus 2 exponential raised to the power minus x. So this is the derivative of exponential functions. Derivative of logarithmic functions. So d upon dx log x is 1 upon x, and d upon dx the log ax is equal to 1 upon x log a. Example, compute the derivative of f of x is equal to log x square plus 1. Solution. So log x square plus 1. So first 1 upon x square plus 1 into the derivative of x square plus 1 is what? So it will be f prime of x is equal to 2x, derivative of x square is 2x and divided by x square plus 1. So overall value is this one. Fourth, derivative of trigonometry functions. The derivative of sin x is cos x, derivative of cos x is minus sin x, and derivative of tan x is equal to sec square x. Clear? So all the functions and all the formulas are very important. So derivative of sin x. So suppose let's find derivative of sin 2x. Using the chain rule, the derivative of sin 2x is equal to cos 2x d upon dx 2x is equal to 2 cos 2x. So here first we take derivative of cos 2x is cos 2x and derivative of 2x is 2. So the final answer is 2 cos 2x. So when x is equal to pi by 4, for example, sin derivative of sin 2x, x is equal to pi by 4. So put the value of x, that is pi by 4, you will get 2 into cos pi by 2. So cos pi by 2 is 0. So final answer is 0. Derivative of cos x. So let's find the derivative of cos x by 2. Using the chain rule, to find the derivative of cos x by 2, first we find the differentiation of cos x by 2. So it will be minus sin x by 2. After that, differentiation of x by 2, it is minus 1 by 2. So the final answer is minus 1 by 2 sin x by 2 using the chain rule. I hope this is clear. When x is equal to pi, for example, d upon dx cos x by 2, x is equal to pi. In that case, the final answer is minus 1 by 2 sin pi by 2, or which is equal to minus 1 by 2. I hope this is clear. Derivative of tan x. So let's find differentiation of tan 3x. So using the chain rule, differentiation of tan 3x is equal to, first we find out the differentiation of tan 3x, that is sec square 3x. After that, we will find the derivative of function, that is 3x. You will be get derivative of 3x. So it will be 3. So the final answer is 3 sec square 3x. When x is equal to 0, for example, differentiation of x 3x, x is equal to 0. So put the x value of x is equal to 0, it will be 3 sec square 0. So final answer is 3. These examples show how the basic trigonometric derivatives combine with the chain rule to solve more complex problems. Find the derivative of tan 2x plus 3. Solution: derivative of tan 2x plus 3. So first we find out the derivative of tan 2x plus 3. So it will be sec square 2x plus 3. After that, the derivative of 2x plus 3. So derivative of 2x plus 3. So derivative of 2x plus 3 is 2, because derivative of 2x is 2 and 3 is constant. So derivative of 3 is 0. So final answer is sec square 2x plus 3 into 2. I hope this is clear. Example: g of x is equal to tan inverse 3x. Solution: by chain rule. So let u is equal to 3x. So what will be the derivative of u with respect to x? So it will be du upon dx is equal to 3. Let derivative of tan inverse u is, we know, 1 plus u square, and derivative of u is du upon dx. So we know du upon dx is what? That is 3. So now substitute here du upon dx. So you will be get g prime of x is equal to 1 divided by 1 plus 3x whole square into 3 is equal to 3 divided by 1 plus 9x square. H of x is equal to cos inverse x square. Solution by chain rule, let u is equal to x square. So what will be the derivative of u? That is 2x. So derivative of cos inverse u is minus 1 divided by under root 1 minus u square into du upon dx. And what is du upon dx? That is 2x. Now substitute the value of du upon dx. You will be get, after substituting, h prime of x is equal to minus 2x divided by under root 1 minus x raised to the power 4. Clear? I hope this is clear. K of x is equal to sine inverse 3x square. Solution by chain rule, let u is equal to 3x square. So derivative of 3x square is 6x, and now find out the derivative of sine inverse 3x square. So derivative of sine inverse 3x square is 1 upon under root 1 minus 3x square whole square into du upon dx is 6x. So final answer is 6x divided by under root 1 minus 9x raised to the power 4. So this is very basic questions but important for upcoming lectures, like motion in a straight line, motion in a plane, laws of motion, work energy power, gravitation chapter. All the formulas are important there. Find the slope at a point x is equal to 3 on the curve y equal to x square. The equation is given y equal to x square. Solution: if we want to find the slope at any point, we differentiate y equal to x square. So let's take the derivative. So derivative is dy upon dx is equal to 2x. The derivative of x square with respect to x is what? 2x. To find the slope at point x is equal to 3, put x is equal to 3 into dy upon dx. So it will be 2 into 3. So the final answer is 6. Slope is 6. So at point 3, 9 on the curve y equal to x square, the slope of the tangent line is 6. Integration. Integration is a fundamental concept in calculus that is essentially the reserve process of differentiation, or we can say integration is the reverse process of differentiation. It is used to find first area under a curve, the accumulation of quantities like distance from velocity, the total change given a rate of change. Notation: the integral of a function f of x with respect to x is written as this one, integral f of x dx. The notation is this one. This is the sign of integration. Clear? The symbol, this one, is called the integral sign. F of x is the function to be integrated called integrand. Dx indicates the variable of integration. So first is indefinite integral. In indefinite integral, we find the general form of an antiderivative, including a constant c. So integration of f of x dx is equal to fx plus c. C is a constant. So the integration of this term is f of x, where f of x is a function such that the derivative of f of x is equal to f of x. Clear? Second is definite integral. In this, we calculate the exact area under f of x from a to b. So integration a to b, the initial limit is a and final limit is b. So integration of f of x dx under the limit is represented by this. I hope this is clear. So this is important. Standard formula for integration. Integration x raised to the power n d of x is what? So to find out the integration of this term, that is x raised to the power n, firstly add 1 in the power. So it will be x raised to the power n plus 1 and divide the power, that is dividing power in denominator, that is n plus 1 and plus c, where n is not equal to minus 1. Integration 1 upon x dx is equal to log e mod of x plus c. And integration of e of x dx is equal to ex plus c. Integration of ax dx is equal to ax divided by log ca plus c. Integration of sin x dx is equal to minus cos x plus c. Integration of cos x dx is equal to sin x plus c. Integration of sec square x dx is equal to tan x plus c. And integration of cos square x dx is equal to minus cot x plus c. Integration of sec x tan x dx is equal to sec x plus c. And integration cos x cot x dx is equal to minus cosec x plus c. Integration cot x dx is equal to log mod of sin x plus c. And integration tan x dx is equal to minus log mod of cos x plus c. So all the standard formulas for the integration are very important. Integration of sec x dx is equal to log mod of sec x plus tan x plus c. And integration of cos x dx is equal to log mod of cos x minus cot x plus c. Integration 1 divided by under root a square minus x square dx is equal to sin inverse xya plus c. And integration minus 1 divided by under root a square minus x square dx is equal to cos inverse xya plus c. And integration 1 divided by a square plus x square dx is equal to 1 by a tan inverse xya plus c. Integration minus 1 upon a square plus x square is equal to 1 upon a cot inverse xya plus c. And integration 1 divided by x under root x square minus a square dx is equal to 1 upon a sec inverse xya plus c. C is the constant term. Integration minus 1 divided by x under root x square minus a square dx is equal to 1 upon a cos inverse x by a plus c. Now some other formulas. So integration dx divided by under root a square minus x square is equal to sin inverse x by a plus c. And integration of dx divided by a square plus x square is equal to 1 upon 2 sin inverse x by a plus c. and integration dx divided by mod of x under root x square minus a square is equal to 1 by a sec inverse x by a, and integration dx divided by under root x square plus a square is equal to log x plus under root x square plus a square plus c. Integration dx divided by under root x square minus a square is equal to log x plus under root x square minus a square plus c, and integration dx divided by a square minus x square is equal to 1 by 2a log a plus x a minus x plus c. Similarly, integration dx divided by a square minus x square minus a square is equal to 1 by 2a log x minus a divided by x plus a plus c. So this is the formulas that is related to integration. Similarly, integration of under root a square minus x square dx is equal to x by 2 under root a square minus x square plus a square by 2 sine inverse x by a plus c, and integration under root x square plus a square d of x is, dx is equal to x by 2 under root x square plus a square plus a square by 2 log x plus under root x square plus a square divided by a and plus c. Integration under root x square minus a square dx is equal to x by 2 under root x square minus a square divided by 2 log x plus under root x square minus a square divided by a plus c, and integration exponential raised to the power ax and multiply with sin bx dx is equal to exponential raised to the power ax divided by a square plus b square a sin bx plus minus b sin b cos bx plus c. Similarly, integration of this term, that is exponential raised to the power ax cos bx dx is equal to exponential raised to the power ax divided by a square plus b square a cos bx plus b sin bx plus c. So all the formula is very important. You need to remember all these formulas. Theorems on integration. First is integration c f of x dx. What is the value? So here c is constant, so take it out from the integration. So it will be c integration f of x dx. Integration f of x plus minus g of x dx is equal to integration of first function plus minus integration of second function. Third, integration fx dx is equal to gx plus c, and integration of f ax plus b dx is equal to integration of this function is g ax plus b and integration of ax is a plus c. Integration by substitutions. If we substitute f of x is equal to t, then the f prime of x dx is equal to dt, taking the derivative. So it will be this. So fifth is integration by part. So f of x g of x dx is equal to, look at here carefully, f of x as it is integration of g of x, this one, minus take the derivative of f of x, after that integration of g of x, after that integration of whole term, So this is the integration by parts. First, when you find the integral g of x dx, then it will not contain an arbitrary constant. Integration g of x dx should be taken as the same in both terms. Third, the choice of f of x and g of x is decided by Euler rule. Let's take an example. Evaluate the given indefinite integral problem. So take the integration of 6x raised to the power 5 minus 18x square plus 7 dx. So what will be the answer? Let's solve this question. Solution. So given integration 6x raised to the power 5 minus 18x square plus 7 dx. So integrate the given function. It becomes integration 6x raised to the power 5 minus 18x square plus 7 dx is equal to 6 as it is, and integration of x raised to the power 5 is x raised to the power 6 divided by 6, because 6 is here is constant. Now minus 18 as it is, and integration of x square is x cube divided by 3, plus integration of 7 is 7x plus c. Note, don't forget the put the integration constant c. So this is important. After simplification, we get the solution. So it will be integration of the given function is equal to x raised to the power 6 minus 6x cube plus 7x plus c. So this is homework for you. Please solve again on your notebook. Another example. F of x given that f prime of x is equal to 6x raised to the power 8 minus 20x raised to the power 4 plus x square plus 9. Solution. Given the f prime of x is equal to 6x raised to the power 8 minus 20x raised to the power 4 plus x square plus 9. So we know that the inverse process of differentiation is an integration. Yes or no? Yes. Thus f of x is equal to integration f prime of x dx. So it will be integration 6x raised to the power 8 minus 20x raised to the power 4 plus x square plus 9 dx. So taking the integration, you will be get f of x is equal to 2 by 3 x raised to the power 9 and minus 4x raised to the power 5 plus 1 by 3 x cube plus 9x plus c. Clear? Integration e raised to the power 2x dx is what? Solution. Let's solve this. So u is equal to, take 2x. So du is equal to 2 dx or dx become du divided by 2. Now substitute. So it will be integration of e raised to the power 2x dx is equal to integration e raised to the power u dot du divided by 2. So it will be 1 by 2 e raised to the power u plus c. So final answer is this one. Another example. Integration of 5 e raised to the power 3x dx is what? Solution. Let's solve this. Take the constant 5 out. Constant 5 out. And let u is equal to 3x. So the derivative of u is du 3 dx. So what is the dx? Dx is du divided by 3. Now substitute this in the above relation. So it will be integration 5 into e raised to the power 3x dx is equal to 5 integration e raised to the power 3x dx is equal to 5 into the, it will be 1 by 3 e raised to the power 3x plus c. So final answer is 5 by 3 e raised to the power 3x plus c. Integration of sec square x dx is what? Solution. The derivative of 10x is sec square x. So integration of sec square x dx is equal to 10x plus c. Integration of cosec square x dx is what? Solution. The derivative of minus cot x is cos square x. So it will be integration cos square x dx is equal to minus cot x plus c. We know integration is reverse process of differentiation and vice versa. Integration sec x tan x dx is what? Solution. The derivative of sec x is sec x tan x. So, integration of sec x tan x dx is equal to sec x plus c. Concept of definite integrals. If f of x is continuous on the interval a b and f of x is an antiderivative of f of x, then definite integral of f of x from a to b is given by this one, integration f of x dx a to b, initial limit, final limit. So it will be f of b minus f of a. Properties of definite integral. First is integration of f of x dx, initial limit is a and final limit is b, is equal to integration a to b f of t dt. Integration of a to b f of x dx is equal to minus integration a to b f of x dx. And integration a to b f of x dx is equal to integration a to c f of x dx plus integration c to b f of x dx. So this is the properties of definite integral. Integration minus a to a f of x dx is equal to, first we calculate 0 to a f of x plus f of minus x dx. And for 0 to a, the function, if f of minus x having, so the answer is f of x. If function f of minus x is equal to minus f of x, in that case 0. So integration a to b f of x dx is equal to a to b f of a plus b minus c dx. And integration a to b f of x dx is equal to integration 0 to a f of a minus x dx. Integration 0 to 2a f of x dx is equal to integration 0 to a f of x plus f of 2a minus x dx. So all these are the formulas which is very important. I repeat again. So there is a condition, if f of 2a minus x is equal to f x, the relation is this one, and f of 2a minus x is equal to minus f of x, it will be 0. Definite integration. If f of x is periodic function with period t, in that case integration 0 to nt f of x dx is equal to n times integration 0 to t f of x dx, and 0 to a plus nt f of x dx is equal to n 0 to t f of x dx. So this one and this one is formula. Integration initial limit is mt and final limit is nt. So f of x dx is equal to n minus m integration 0 to t f of x dx. Similarly, integration nt to a plus nt f of x dx is equal to integration a to 0 to a f of x dx. Leibniz theorem. If f of x is equal to integration g of x to h of x and f of t dt, then df of x upon dx is equal to h prime of x f h of x minus g prime of x f g of x. Definite integrals as a limit of sum. So integration a to b f of x dx is equal to limit n tends to infinity summation r equal to 0 to n minus 1 h f of a plus rh. So the answer is limit n tends to infinity r equal to 0 to n is equal to n b minus a divided by n, and f of a plus b minus a r divided by n. Evaluate integration of x square dx, and initial limit is 0 and final limit is 2. Please solve this question. Solution. Let's solve this using the fundamental theorem of calculus. First, find the antiderivative of f of x is equal to x square. So it will be x cube divided by 3, since the derivative of x cube divided by 3 with respect to x is equal to x square. Apply the formula f of b minus f of a. So it will be f of 2 minus f of 0, because f of b is 2, b is 2 and a is 0. So it will be 2 cube divided by 3 minus 0 cube divided by 3. So it become 8 divided by 3 minus 0. So answer is 8 by 3. Yes or no? Therefore, integration 0 to 2 x square dx is equal to 8 by 3. The result represents the area under the curve, that is y equal to x square from x equal to 0 to x is equal to 2. Area under the curve. Area under a curve. The area under a curve in a given interval can be calculated using definite integrals. So, area equal to integration a to b f of x dx. Look at here. Initial limit is a and final limit is b. So, if we have find out the area, that is the integral y equal to f of x. Let's find the area under the curve f of x is equal to x square from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to 2. Solution. Using the formula area integration a to b f of x dx. Now integrate it. So you will be get f of x is equal to x square, a equal to 0 and b equal to 2. Yes or no? So area is equal to 0 to 2 integration x square dx. So what will be the integration of x square? It will be x cube divided by 3. So x cube divided by 3, initial limit 0 and final limit 2. So putting the value, it will be 2 raised to the power 3 divided by 3 minus 0 raised to the power 3 divided by 3. So 8 by 3 minus 0. So final answer is 8 by 3 square units. I hope this is clear. This is very simple and all the formulas are very important. Evaluate the following definite integral. The integral is this one. Integration 0 to 1 3x square minus 2x plus 1 dx. So first calculate the derivative of this one, derivative of this one and derivative of this one from 0 to 1 and then add. Then the final answer will be solution. So recall the power rule of for integration. For any power n, it will be integration x raised to the power n dx. It will be x raised to the power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1 plus c. Yes or no? So integration of x squared dx is equal to x cube divided by c. X cube divided by 3 plus c. So step 2 is break down the integral into separate terms. This and this. So it will be integration 0 to 1 3x squared dx minus integration 0 to 1 2x dx and integration 0 to 1 1 dx. So what will be the integration of this? It will be 3x cube divided by 3 integration of this 2x squared by 2 and it will be what? So integrate each term. So you will be get 3x square is equal for 3x square it will be 3x cube divided by 3. So 3 cancel out, remaining term is x cube. Similarly for minus 2x integration is minus 2 x square divided by 2 it will be minus x square. And for 1 it will be x. Now combine the antiderivatives. So x cube minus x square plus x 0 to 1. Now substitute the limits 0 and 1. Evaluate the substituting the upper and lower bounds. So it will be x is equal to 1 at x is equal to 1. 1 cube minus 1 square plus 1 is equal to 1 minus 1 plus 1 equal to 1. So the final answer is 0. Now subtract 1 minus 0 equal to 1. You will be get integration of this term is equal to 1. So follow all steps and you will be get the correct answer. Thank you for your attention.